I think that NATO made a terrible mistake when they wouldn't send a small amount of military armament, when they wouldn't send just even acknowledge what we were doing for the world and taking on Iran. I never considered it very risky, but war is always risk. You know, a lot of strange things happen in war that are very bad, but I didn't consider it. I know how great we're the greatest military by far. Anywhere there was nobody close. I didn't think there was a big risk, but there's always surprises with war. They can be very bad surprises. I mean, wars are lost that should be won. Many wars are lost. You think a country is going to wipe somebody out and they end up getting wiped out themselves. So it's always risky. But I think a tremendous mistake was when NATO just wasn't there. They just weren't there. It's going to make a lot of money for the United States because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year on NATO, hundreds of protecting them. And we would have always been there for them. But now, based on their actions, I guess we don't have to be, do we?
Mr. President.
That sounds like a breaking story, yes, sir. Is that breaking news? I think we just have breaking news. But that's the fact. I've been saying that. Why would we be there for them if they're not there for us? They weren't there for us.
Just one more. Let's go find it.
To the world. And as far as NATO is concerned, that's a decision that will be left to the president. But I'll just say a lot has been laid bare. A lot has been shown to the world about what our allies would be willing to do for the United States of America when we undertake an effort of this scope on behalf of the free world. These are missiles that don't even range the United States of America. They range allies and others. And yet when we ask for additional assistance or simple access basing overflight, we get questions or roadblocks or hesitations. And the president's pointing out, you don't have much of an alliance if you have countries that are not willing to stand with you when you need them. He's simply pointing that out, and ultimately it'll be his decision of what that looks like after this is complete.
So, based on those two videos, you know, things are getting, how can I say, things are getting very interesting between, let's call it what it is, things are getting interesting between the Edomite nations, but specifically for what we're about to get into today, what I should say is things are getting interesting between the whore and that beast that had 10 horns, okay? And before I really get started, I would like to give double honors and praises. Before I say that, Salakia, I want to say Kol Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakokodash. And that's interesting. I thought I said that, but I didn't. But now I want to give double honors and praises to the elders, apostles, the bishops of Great Millstone who teach the 100% truth. And I give also praises to the men of Great Millstone who learned under the elders and have continued to spread this truth and are continuing to spread this truth far and wide, you know, worldwide. I also want to give a shalom to the Aquath, I think that's how you say it, the sisters, right? The few sincere sisters, which I don't usually say that, although I do hear brothers say that, but something, man, as a video I watched from the brothers, man, I think it was a brother in I think it was a brother in oh yeah, it was the brother in Quebec, and he's they had to unfortunately do um their camp indoors. But I was watching it, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is chiefly dealing with the men, right? And specifically the elect men. But don't be fooled, There's seriously going to be, there's going to be like wives of the prophets, yes, we know. And maybe their daughters too, yes, we know. But some of you women, as long as you can truly repent, first and foremost, second, you have faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and third, depending on your quote unquote marital status, if you are a married woman, hopefully you are married to an elect man, and if not, that doesn't give you an excuse. I don't know why I'm doing this damn this lesson on this, but I don't even want to say too much. You know what you should do, but like why starting from today I'm going to say, and shalom to the Aquath, is because again I keep learning new things. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, they told me there was a harlot who used her hair to wipe Yahushai's feet, and she's a harlot. Like, there's and it also says that a harlot and roughly paraphrasing, that a harlot and a Republican or something will make it into the kingdom before others, or something of that sort. So I'm just saying, don't count people out, man. If Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is dealing with them, don't count them out, right? And now, don't let this be an excuse, okay, to say, oh, I mean, if she can, be found of some importance, then I can too, while still having OnlyFans. No, okay? Humble yourself before, specifically you women, right, of today's world. Humble yourself before a man of the Lord. I'm not even saying just me. There's plenty. Okay? And humble yourself, and specifically you single woman. And obviously it's different if you already have a husband, but I'm not going to get into that. But it is possible, okay? So for whoever is watching, man, woman, child, and I guess one thing I'll say for the children, if they're young, like, I guess before being teens, I guess, it's very simple. I mean, they're kind of, I'll say the word blameless, right? Children are children, but for you young adults, we'll say it like that, if your father is a hopeful elect, you could be saved through him, but at the same time, try your hardest to do what's right. That was the longest fucking intro to a video, and I already know this video is gonna be long too, because Revelation 17 is not a short it's not a light Salakia, it's not a light chapter at all. And I just want to say, as you know, man, I'm new to this, and what I'm see, so for this one, I don't even know if it counts as a lesson. I'm going to take it as a study session, okay? And I wish I could, I wish somehow like I could be doing these. It'd be nice to have somebody else that knows these scriptures. I could just ask them. I feel awkward asking online, but for some things, I will eventually. But um, either way, I think I have a general understanding, and I did play the clip of Trump and his other fucking crony. I don't even know their names anymore, man. I don't even know their fucking names anymore, and it doesn't matter because. Yo, Babylon's about to fall. And about that, Salaki, I'm so sorry for sidetracking, but I have to ask a question. For anybody who's watching, this is a quick laugh if you made it this far. I'm wondering who's gonna own the Orange Man as a slave? I feel like I'm not worthy to have him as a slave. I feel like, well, first of all, the beautiful thing is, Lord willing, if he stays alive through this, and then some brother catches him in the ballroom bunker. Whoa. At his age. What a blessing to put Orange Man um, into slavery. I don't think I'm that high rank. Let me humble myself. I always thought that, and I don't think I don't think I don't think I've heard any brothers joke like that. Although, I'm in Canada, so fuck, man. I feel a little bit more free to say some shit like that. But you notice I said Orange Man and not fucking straight up his name because I know. Okay? You don't want to be criminalized. So maybe that's why brothers don't joke like that. But, dude, I'm even thinking like, but you know what? They're just the puppets. Damn, I can't wait to find out, like, or at least have that full 100% confirmation to know who's really behind this. Like, obviously, some sort of fucking Amalekites. But even BB's a fucking puppet too. So is Orange Guy, but okay. And what's so funny is I thought I was gonna make this a quick video, but what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read Revelation chapter 17, verse 1 through 18. Then I'm gonna come back and say, okay, verse 1, this is the breakdown. Here's a precept I found, and then I'll explain the precept. Verse 2, I'll read it. Here's the breakdown, or like a quick breakdown of like maybe a key word. For example, like in verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay, drunk with the wine of her fornication. What fornication? Okay, meaning the inhabitants of the earth. And by the way, this is talking about the kings fornicating with, let's see, the kings are fornicating with the great whore. So you got to read 1, 2, 3. It's okay. I'm gonna read 1 through 18. But what fornication did they do, right? Like alliances, trades, military deals, blah 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 blah. What? I'm gonna give an example, right? But let me start with verse 1 and then read all the way to 18, and then we'll do like I'm kind of also taking this as like notes, and I'll just see if anything comes up. I already have a few things based on, other brothers' work from before. So I guess it's like a recap, but a recap's supposed to be way shorter, and I feel like this is going to be the same length video as some of the other brothers, except for the first half of this video. I was giving words of advice for whatever reason, but it's what I felt like saying. And by the way, that harlot I was talking about is Mary Magdalene. I never fucking cared to know. I don't know why, and that's probably a bad thing. I'll just be tough on myself. I mean, I can't be expected to know everything, but I mean, things related to Yahweh Shai, I should know more. I know the basics, but now it's time to study and show myself approved. I'm pretty sure that's a scripture. So either way, let me start here. Verse 1 of Revelation chapter 17. So I'll go verse 1 to 18. I'll read it all. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, and King of kings, and they that are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So who's the top dog? Who reigns over the kings of the earth? That city is none other than, I guess I can say it because we're not speaking in code, I guess, for this. It's America, right? And Slovakia. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't know what I should say in code and what I shouldn't. And I'm freestyling, no real script, but it's very simple. That great city is Babylon, and here's a precept that goes with it. Chapter 18, verse Chapter 18, verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And, Salakia, as we know, it's America that's going to get touched with those nuclear I don't know, nuclear arrows. Let's say it like that. I don't know what I should censor, what I shouldn't, but either way, we'll leave it like that. I start at 18. Let's just go backwards. Fuck it. So God hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until either way. From this, it's kind of explaining what's talked about in 16, and there was a precept, and it's basically relating to, so hold on. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. This is not something that they just miraculously thought about, right? Everything is pre-planned. Even me making this lesson, stumbling over my words a bit. Salakia, I'm not a perfect speaker, but, and also, if I'm being completely honest, this kind of like reps, man. Taking shots more so. This one specifically, this is so that when I go outside, Lord willing, if someone says, "So what's gonna happen?" then I can easily, you know, mention this and be able to properly explain it, so I can convince him that he needs to repent, that he's a Hebrew Israelite. I guess that's why I'm doing this. But at the same time, there's like notes I have here, and the notes they're from so many people have talked about 17 because it's really a super prophecy, the chapter, right? That's why so many people did breakdowns on it, and I guess I'm just doing tradition. I'm gonna do my own, but this one is a little different, man. And I feel like, I don't know. Everybody learns at their own pace, but I feel like I'm a little fucking behind. Although I started recently, so of course I'm behind, but more so in the understanding and just in general, like knowing things. It's kind of crazy. There's so many stories about Yahweh Shai that I just have not heard. And either way, I just want to say I'm paraphrasing, but I should stop saying I'm paraphrasing. Let me find the scripture. Uh, Hold on. Blessed is he who readeth. That's what I want. Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, man. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh said, blessed is he that readeth, man. If I did anything today, I fucking read chapter 17. Now, right, now I'm going to, do a bit of studying, attempt to break down these scriptures the way that specifically Great Millstone would. And these notes are from Great Millstone, but I'll try to kind of see if I have that understanding naturally just from watching videos, and if not, I have notes here. But so I broke down, I guess I said something on 17, which, this judgment, right? This event that Revelation chapter 17 is talking about cannot be avoided. And we're seeing it. You just saw fucking Trump say NATO's not needed. Okay. And you know what? This is the reason why I shouldn't fucking start at the back, is because why is this guy talking about NATO? Where does it say NATO in in this fucking in this chapter? That's what people will say. But give me 1 second. So lucky I'm back. And to answer the thing about why I kept saying NATO, this is it's really, I just want to say I'm learning this on the spot, but I want to make sure I'm not saying anything incorrect. So let's read 9 and 10 first. It reads, "And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So the way I can understand this is the five that are fallen would represent Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece. Okay, five are fallen, and one is, and the one that is maybe, so this must have been written during the Roman Empire. And so, and wait, so, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So the one to come is the one we are in now, because he's prophesying. Yehovah Shem Yahushai with this book, man. This is not something light. I actually, I took a way bigger bite than I can. I took a way bigger bite that I can handle. No, that's not true. How can I say that? I took a way bigger bite than I expected, right? But I can handle this for 100%. Me, personally, I have faith, man. I just need to hear the brothers say it once. I just need to read it in the book once, and I believe. But after I believe, what did Yahushua say? If you love me, feed my sheep. The reason why I need to learn this now is so that I can explain it to Yahushua's sheep. So let me continue, okay? There goes 9 and 10. And 9 and 10, when we read that, that is talking about the 7 heads of that beast. But now I want to talk about the 10 horns of that beast. So let's read 12 and 13, which is, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Okay. And the thing about the 10 horns is that it's what's the right word to use? It's not 100% confirmed. Okay, the 10 horn is this country, this country, this country. It's not really 100% confirmed, but we know that they are Edomite nations. So let me just say it in English. They're European nations. And the beautiful thing is, we're about to see who the 10 nations that are going to come up against Babylon. Holy shit. We're about to see who exactly they are, but it's damn near. That's why I say that when I say that NATO, the fuck is NATO? Is it not a whole bunch of European nations? Right? Or another thing I could have said, European fucking, what's that? European Association? No, I'm butchering that. Like, fuck. There's the NATO, and then there's another European fucking. And there's NATO and is it EU? European United? No, European EU. Fuck, man. It's passing my head now, or it's passing me. But that's who the 10 horns is. Future European powers, which when it says, it says future, but it's like what he is seeing. So what we're living through now, current European nations, and it'll be 10 of them, and they're also going to have a deeper connection than before, because they're really going to come up against the whore, which is Babylon, and they're going to be solid like nothing before. Like, we from what I know, the little I know about history, there will be no greater Edomite union, right? That will come up against, their brother, fellow Edomites. Either way. And these 10 horns will give their power to the beast system in the beginning. And they'll act as one, they'll be together. But as, we read, where the hell did we read that for? Open their hearts to food as well. Shall I give the fire? In 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Man, so this is what I'm saying. Those Europeans, nations, those Edomites, at first they're going to come together with the whore. Then, which is America. Fuck it, let's just call it how it is. I'm 37 minutes in. I think I can start cussing. Just fucking just start letting it, just start saying it how I want to say it. And brothers in GMS, they have an idea. You're saying, okay, Germany could be, Italy could be, but it's not yet confirmed, right? But 10 nations, including America, will come together. Then those 10 nations, which are the 10 horns, will turn their backs to the whore. And why would they do that? Probably because that retard, which I call him a retard, but not only is he a puppet to Amalek or whatever fucking ruling family, dude, he's just made to be that way because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua made him that way. That's so crazy how he can make somebody that is, it's not crazy, but it's so interesting he can make, and Trump was a business guy, and well, even then, I don't know. I don't know how much of a business guy he was when one thing I saw about him is he had lots of bankruptcy. I think that's how he made lots of his money, bankruptcy. So how much of a fucking business guy are you? But that seems like a scammer to me. Either way, he was the shit, and hey, let me fucking not lie to you, brothers. See, I'm Canadian, so I can't even vote. But I used to think if I was American, yeah, I'd vote. This is when I was a retard in the world, okay? So forgive me for admitting something so cringe, but I was fucking 18, 17, 16. However long ago this was, man. However long fucking Trump's been out there. I was a youngin'. Okay, so forgive me for being a retard in my past. But Trump himself said that there may not be need for the NATO. There may not be need for these nations, right? And that's going to lead those 10 horns to turn their back and, you could say, betray, or however you want to put it. It's going to give, hey, it's not even give them, okay? Because in 17, for God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. This prophecy will come to pass. Whether these fucking Edomites, oh, I love Trump, let's not trade us back. It doesn't matter. Your leaders will be guided by angels, right? Yehovah Hashem Yahushai will put a spirit or put a thing in their fucking head to do his will. And what's gonna happen? And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Those nuclear missiles. I want to see more about nuclear missiles. That shit's gonna be fucking gruesome. And that's gonna be the final act, man. You know, not only like before then, okay, so slowly prices go up. I forget which horse that is. Then, or Salakia. Okay. No, you know what? Let's find that. I don't want to say Salakia and just fucking paraphrase. Let me just find it. But one second. Scripture that talks about the 4 horsemen. Revelation 6. 1 through 8. Oh my god. This is another heavy one, and um I'm not even done with 17, which is so crazy. At this point I'm studying, man, and I'm just fucking so interested in time. So I don't even, how can I don't know what I'm gonna explain this. And my last video, last few seconds of it, and by the way, my last video, so like I put my that's the one with my face as the thumbnail for anybody who wants to watch and just catch me lacking when I said that I will fully explain what I mean by Trump and NATO, man. Not in one video as a rookie either, but it's okay. I'll just name this one part 1 of my study. Part 1. No, I'll do the channel will be studying Revelation chapter 17. Studying Revelation chapter 17, period. Part 1. Fuck, I'll come back. But third seal. Okay. What's the second seal? Here the beast did come and see, and there out went another horse that was red, and power given unto him that sat thereon to take from the earth and kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, so the first horse had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. No. The 4 beasts. Hold on. So it's like shit, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I do have to fucking learn. It's like that white horse. That first seal is already open. The red horse now. And when we open the six, I heard second beast say, "Come and see," and there went the horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was, yeah, that red horse, man. There's so many things I gotta fucking study on, but to me, this sounds like Esau is already fucking doing this. Okay, because who has a great sword? Who was given unto him? Because it's not like fucking Esau just has this. Who was given unto him a great sword? Esau got gifted a great sword. Okay, what's Black Horse now? This Black Horse is what we're coming into right about now. Inflation, hunger, and exploitation of people by powerful nation. Let's just read 5 and 6. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Okay. And it seems like, yeah, I mean, barley and wheat, to my understanding, it has to do with inflation, specifically inflation on really food and anything around food. I mean, as you see, okay, you see what's going on with the damn oil, right? You see what's going on with, and oil, when oil goes up, bro, why am I breaking this down now? This is not even about Revelation 17, but fuck it, let me just do it because I understand it. Oil, like when I say oil, I mean gas. If it's harder, if that price goes up, that means it's harder for the driver to go to and from, which now the stores have to adjust for the higher prices, and it all comes down to you, Jake. It all comes down to us who have to go out to these grocery stores and buy. So if anything goes up in this country, if for some reason, if farmers are making less, fuck, apples go up. If the gas goes up and these apples can't be transported all over the world, obviously it goes up. If, you know, and if this keeps going on and more people are hungry, then food becomes a more and more precious commodity. And finally, phew, man, that pale horse. Let's read 7-8, man. It's like we're like kind of a little bit. I would say we are in that third seal with the black horse, but that pale horse, man, god damn. And you know what's so crazy is when I was a JW, I read this, had no fucking understanding. Me as a 10 years old, maybe. But I remember reading this because it was so scary. Oh my god, like it just sounded crazy. And I just let me just not really expose myself. I don't want to say it's exposing myself, but let me just say something about myself is I do like a lot of those role playing games, you know, RPGs like MMOs or not specifically World of Warcraft, but just you know Skyrim, shit like that. So when I'm hearing about 4 horses, and I'm imagining this, you know, your imagination is so much uh more vivid or wilder as a youngin. Yo, I'm literally imagining like the skies in like perfect HD, and there's like 4 horses. And I think one thing JW does is they're definitely trying to brainwash because, yo, the pictures that they have, yo, they make this shit look so cool, but then you just fucking grow out of it because it's a demon anyways, right? And then you just see like, dang, everything they fucking say is a lie. These fucking JWs, man. Let me not get started on JW because unfortunately both my parents are still in that. I think I've said that before. But anyways, let me read 7 and 8. And it's, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Yeesh. Brother, there's more seals. See, I only knew about the damn four horses, okay? The four horsemen. Oh my god, I have to read and learn so much. You tell me there's more seals? Of course there is, because, well, let me not say of course there is, but, you know, eventually this thing all ends with Yahweh Shai returning to this earth, and he's going to meet the people that gathered in that valley. I think it's the valley of Jehoshaphat, where all the nations will be at war, and when they see Yahweh Shai, they will foolishly, ally themselves to attack Yahweh Shai. But in literally 1 hour, not only will they destroy those fucking heathens that attempt to strike down our Lord, they will also utterly, oh man, it's gonna be beautiful, utterly and completely destroy America with nuclear fire. Slovakia. Holy shit. 52 minutes. This is my I'm gonna name this I'm gonna name this something to do with my personal study. I'm gonna name it, what am I gonna name it? I'm gonna name it, it's okay, I'm gonna figure it out. Let's end it off like this. This is part one of should I say part one of Revelation 17, or should I say part one of end time prophecy? No, I'm gonna say part one of end time prophecy, then in parentheses, for the people who may have watched my last video, I'm going to say in parentheses, NATO / Trump discussed. Yes. That's what I'm going to do. So, Tawada Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Tawada and double honors to the elders of Great Millsole who rule and teach well. Shalom to the Akim who learned this 100% truth and have spread it far and wide. And shalom to the few sincere sisters. So shalom to everybody I just mentioned, and on to the next.